Look who's here. Misty. It's Misty, the naughty cat. Just jumped up on my lap. So I'm going to get a disturbed live video today. Mindfulness, taking control over your life. The one thing I didn't tell you yet, which I should always say quite early on, in mindfulness, we're learning about ourselves, we're stepping aside and observing who we are, and we're noticing where we are, what we're doing, sorry, one cat causing trouble. We're noticing where we are, what we're doing, what we're thinking, and what we're feeling. We're noticing our thoughts. Now, thoughts are interesting. Sorry, I'm just noticing I overslept this morning, so I've just put my mum's jacket over my night clothes. I was silk painting until 1:30 in the morning, so it's not very surprising that I overslept, but at least I'm still here close to 8 o'clock, even if it's not 8 o'clock. So thoughts, yeah. We have around about 60,000 thoughts a day, and 95% of them are habitual thoughts, which means they're things that we think about without even stopping to think about them or noticing we're thinking about them, and they come from our subconscious rather than our conscious mind. And 90% of those are negative, which means that we kind of live in a negative soup. And the reason for this is evolutional, because when we were evolving, Mummy Cave Woman would get up in the morning and step outside of the cave, and she would not be noticing the beautiful sunrise or the sweet flowers that were growing by the mouth of the cave, or the cute bunny rabbits that might be hopping nearby. She would be looking in the bushes to make sure there were no tigers or other predators that might be there endangering her family. And it means that we always look out for and notice negative things far more than we notice positive ones. And our mind holds on to negative things much more than it holds on to positive ones. And it's something we actually need to be aware of, because it means that our mind is inclined to focus on and enlarge and exaggerate anything negative that happens and forget about the good things that happen. That makes our consciousness a bit stressed and unhappy most of the time. And it's why newspapers are full of bad news. They don't sell if they only put in the good news or give a balance that's more accurate. And one of the first things with mindfulness is not only we start to notice the thoughts and have the capacity to choose to ignore ones which are not helping us to be peaceful and happy, and evaluate ones which may not be accurate, we also recognize that I am not my thoughts. My thoughts are not me. I have thoughts, they're created by my mind, they're little pathways that electrical currents run along through my brain, and they will be uncomely thoughts much of the time. They won't always be positive and happy thoughts. Now, I am not my mind. I can watch it, I can notice my thoughts, and I can choose what to do with them. I can choose whether to ruminate and go round and round in circles and dwell on them, or I can choose to just simply greet them and say, "Hi, you again," and then bring my attention back to the here and now. Mindfulness, remember, is a bird with two wings, bringing our attention to our present moment here and now, and at the same time using the second wing, which is our attitude of kindliness, compassion, self-love, a kind of scientific curiosity to notice what's going on in our life and what it's like to be me at this moment. And above all, no criticism, no judgment, no criticism or judgment. That is forbidden. But if you notice the critical thoughts coming in, if you notice the judgmental thoughts coming in, that doesn't mean, oh no, I'm no good at mindfulness. That means, hey, I'm actually getting good at mindfulness. I noticed that there was a negative thought. I noticed that my mind went away from the, hang on a minute, I've got to view requests. Hello, welcome. Somebody asked if they could be in my mindfulness, which I have, in my live video, which I've not had happen before. I'm new to these things.
Hello.
Hello. Don't join in, okay, because I'm doing the live, but
Hello.
it's good to see you. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
Can you chat with me on WhatsApp and not disturb the video because I'm doing the mindfulness? But it's lovely to see you. Okay. Take care. Hello, how are you? Very good to see you. I'm going to close you for the moment because I need to continue with my mindfulness messages, but you can chat with me in the WhatsApp, okay?
Okay, my sister.
Okay.
I will message you by before it, and you can get me your number in
Yes.
WhatsApp.
Can you not see it? No, it won't be here. Give me a message. Put me a
Yeah.
message and I'll answer your message. Okay?
Okay, my
Is that-
sister.
Lovely to see you. Happy day. Give my love to Gaza. Love to Gaza.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Okay, I need to go now, darling. Okay?
Hello, Daddy.
Okay. So that was lovely. Asha Gaza joined, and Source joined, and Wajay has joined, and it's really interesting because I'm new to doing live videos, so I'm not used to people popping up and joining in, but that was a lovely treat. So like I say, mindfulness, bird with two wings, be here and now in this present moment and have your attitude kindly, compassionate. You can be quite playful, but at the same time serious and noticing what's going on. And above all, no criticism and no judgment. And you're just like really, really being happy at being alive, being happy about being here and now. And even happy when Misty comes and wants attention and you're not getting space to do your video. So this is my message for today. Mindfulness is about noticing, among other things, the thoughts that come into your mind and remembering that I am not my thoughts. I can choose my thoughts. I can observe my thoughts. And in mindfulness, I don't pay attention to them. I just notice them and bring my attention back to being here and now. And I think that will be all for today because I started late and I'm running late with all the things I have to do today. But before I go, I was telling you about my silk painting, that I'd started some new designs. So here they are. This one I've taken off its frame, and there are 8 little designs which will be mounted into cards on that piece of silk. And this one's not quite finished because I've got to do the spaces still, but you can see I've finished the main oval shapes which go into the cards. That's one which is quite popular, so I've done 2 of them. And there's my flag, my kite for Gaza, you can see. And the next silk frame that I do will be devoted to the doves, which I paint, which represent peace with justice and oneness love. I call them peace with justice and love freedom cards. And I had a bright idea. I like to listen to podcasts every day, which are showing something which is inspiring, very often something related to mindfulness. And the one I was listening to yesterday was particularly interesting. It was Rupert Spira, who I've not met before, being interviewed. And at the end, the host, as they often do, said, "Is there anything that we haven't covered that you'd like to share?" And he said, "Well, there are many ways to express the love and understanding, and the podcast was about the recognition of the recognition of the nature of our being." And the guy was saying, as his final comment, he said, "If you're looking at the recognition of the nature of our being, and there are lots of different teachers and lots of different philosophies that have been expressed over the millennia. Even today, there are so many different teachers and so many different luminaries who are talking about these subjects. If I was to try and put it into one sentence, I would say the nature of our being is the peace and quiet joy. Peace and quiet joy are the nature of our being, and that we share our being with everyone and everything." And he said, if you remember that peace and quiet joy are the nature of your being, and you share your being with everyone and everything. That was his kind of conclusion. He said, that is all you need to know. I would add not just peace and joy, but also love and oneness. We are part of each other. We are all part of each other. And if we actually feel that we're part of each other, we're not going to go bombing anybody or hurting anybody, because it would be like stabbing ourselves or hitting ourselves with a hammer. We're all part of each other. And when enough people understand that and feel that, that is when we'll see massive change in the outer world. Sometimes it's heartbreaking to be aware of how many bad things are happening and how much pain and distress there is in the world. There's more wars going on now, more conflicts than at any other time in history. There are over 170 million refugees, and I do workshops each month which are free for refugees, so I've got a particularly strong connection and concern for the people who are having to leave their homes for no good reason, for no happy reason, and the way that it's important for us to actually look after each other and not regard them as a threat and a danger, but to find a way to work together and to be peaceful and happy together. And that's my last word for today. Have a very happy day. I'm going to try and do some screenshots because I lose all the names of the people who took photos, and I'm going to save and hopefully be able to connect with anybody else who might want to message me and chat more later. Thank you very much for coming, and have an absolutely lovely, peaceful day. And remember that you're not the mind. If your thoughts are bothering you, if your thoughts are troubling you, if you get that little kind of running commentary voice in your brain talking about the day and talking about what's happening, just observe it and make friends with it and say, hello, you're talking to me. My brain is thinking in a way like another person speaking. Let me see what you're saying, and I can make sure that it's as positive as possible and as loving as possible, and completely reject and ignore any negative comments that it might be giving. Happy day. You may have noticed I've not got my dentures in. I've got a gap in the front of my bottom teeth, and I can't find my dentures at the moment. So I nearly stopped me doing live videos, and then I thought, no, we just how we are, who we are. Nothing to be scared of or embarrassed about. Just embrace yourself, how you are, whatever the day is like, and with faults and all. No makeup, no fancy digital altering of things. Just be who you are, here and now. And happy day from my heart to your heart. Oh, you can see I was silk painting yesterday, can't you? Looks as though I've been hammering my hands. I didn't wear gloves. I could chat for longer, but I won't. Look at the cat. The cat is here. Very naughty cat. And a lot of things on my bed that shouldn't be there, but again, perfection is the enemy of good. Acceptance, awareness, aspiration, and action. Firstly, awareness. If we're not aware, then we can't make choices and direct our lives. So awareness is the secret. I always say it's the 4 A's. First, awareness. And then if you're aware that things aren't how you'd like them to be, there's an aspiration. An aspiration is like having a goal and a vision that you want to move to somewhere else, improve something in your life. So awareness, then aspiration, and then acceptance, recognizing how things are. If you think they're good and perfect, you're not going to change them. So you recognize the world is not how it should be at the moment. It's a wonderful little video that I noticed when I came onto Instagram this morning. A guy in America climbed up on a monument and opened a black flag, a great black banner, to show his objection and disagreement with the war in Iran. And I'm so proud of him. We've got to be able to accept what's going on, but that doesn't mean not try to change things. And the final thing is take action. So in his case, he was aware there was a war just started. He had the aspiration to register his opposition to it. He accepted the situation, but he found a way to, in a very powerful way, register his opposition and help other people to think about that and what can they do to make it clear that this isn't acceptable. The first day, he said, he woke up on 28th of February, 160, 180 kids in school had been bombed in Iran, and he wasn't happy. He wasn't going to keep quiet. And I'm not saying everybody has to do that, but we can all do something. For me, it's okay. Let me share my mindfulness skills and my mindfulness knowledge with the world. I'll start doing daily videos on Instagram and I'll meet people. So happy day. Lovely to see you all. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, hopefully at 8 o'clock, not 8 minutes past. Bye.